Okay, so hello guys, it's Alicia from my work basket. You probably already got a sneak peek of what I'm going to talk to you about today. So my friend and I went on a girls trip out. We went to Scrap Be More, which is a creative reuse store in Baltimore. They sell art supplies and craft supplies in like a thrift store type structure. There are other scrap stores throughout the country. It was amazing. Amazing. So I haven't decided fully yet how I'm going to kind of clip together the different parts of the day to create videos. Chances are there's going to be one video with like pictures of the store and some voiceover, and then this video with the part you all want to see. What did I buy? I know that's what you're here for. So just to prevent having a video that's like 40 minutes long where I combine both of those parts, I'm going to do it as 2 videos most likely. I did not take any video footage inside the store, and I explained why in my intro to that video, and it's because I have my own type of frenzy when I am in a store like this, and I don't want to create video that makes anybody feel kind of motion sick. Like, I'm very motion sensitive to videos, and I don't want to do that to anyone. So I took some still shots of the store itself, and after that store we actually went over to Second Chance. Second Chance is a salvage type store and is huge. I did buy one thing there, but I don't think it made its way upstairs. So I have the stuff to show you that I bought from Scrap Be More. At Second Chance, I bought a Pyrex. They labeled it as a creamer, but it's really more of a gravy boat, like an oblong Pyrex dish that matches my spring blossom pattern. And I'll try and put a photo of that at least at the end. So what I bought at Scrap Be More. My grand total for everything that I'm about to show you was about $56. I was a little bit nervous going in because their Facebook page tends to highlight the really good stuff. And so I was a little nervous about prices because, you guys, I am cheap. Like, especially at stores like this and like thrift stores, I am cheap. And so I was a little nervous about, would their prices be like the type of prices I'm used to? Would they be kind of expensive? You guys, they were so good. So good. Like, I found all the prices to be beyond reasonable. The employees were super helpful. It was just a great experience all the way around. So I bought this painting, and hopefully you can see this. Let me wake my camera up. So I don't know what it was about him. I really liked him. I have a ton of paintings in my house, and I realized I don't have any people or spaces for people, so I have no idea where he's going to go. There is no artist information on the back. It is not signed on the front, but I just love this gentleman. So I paid $3 for him. Many of the items that I bought today, I don't actually know how much I paid for them. So that's something to keep in mind. It's very possible they were priced and I just really didn't kind of look. Like, I want what I want, and once I feel comfortable that the store's prices are going to be good for me, then I just kind of go for it. So one of the main things I got is their, oops, sorry about that. They had a fill-a-bag sale of yarn. So you got to fill a bag of yarn for $10. I was dedicated to getting one bag of yarn. They had tons of yarn to pick from. My friend got 2 bags. I mostly went for scraps for freeform art stuff and fancy stuff that I'm like, I would regret it, you know. So I do a lot of more freeform stuff. So I got this. I stuffed my bag full, including other mixed bags that were already stashes. This has some fun furs and some like ribbon yarns and just different. And like these, I mean, like I even asked, you know, is this the whole bag, even though it's not, they said, yeah, like it's, this one needs to, just a little variegated ball. I was trying to kind of get some different colored worsted weight scraps for a pattern I've had kind of stashed away. That's right. 5 full skeins of this art, like a ribbon furry art yarn. The only downside of some of these is when they come on that cardboard and it's taking up extra space in your bag. There was one skein in here that I was tempted to unroll it from the cardboard tube. Some for kind of furry stuff. I was tempted to unroll one of these, I can't remember which one, from the cardboard tube to save space. I mostly, like I said, I mostly went kind of artsy in mine to do more of my freeform bracelets and stuff. I'm trying to go through with some speed because there's a lot to show. So I got a whole bundle of this, the thick ribbon stuff. I hope the camera is getting time to pick up some of this. So these were really impressive. So these were 5 skeins, originally priced $10. She showed these to us and verified they were included in the fill bag. So I got 10 skeins, brand new, of this Fildar yarn. It's 50% polyester, 42% cotton, 111 yards per skein. It's really neat. It's like almost like a scrubby yarn, but it's not scrubby. It's very soft. And hopefully you can see that. I'm still learning kind of how this camera does with detail and angles and kind of the macro close-ups. So these alone priced 20 bucks. They're priced 20 bucks. I mean, these skeins no doubt were much more expensive than that, brand new. So, and I got both of those bags in my fill-a-bag with a bunch of other stuff. So, some miscellaneous bits. And they really, my friend took advantage of the fill-a-bag opportunity. She got some different types of yarn that she's been wanting to try. And this way she could try it without like a large investment. So she got like some blanket yarns and things like that. This one was really neat. It feels like it might be wool, but it's actually like a cable braid. It's a braided yarn, not just a spun yarn. So that one was kind of neat. There was, you probably could have filled 20 bags. I mean, there was so much. This stuff is, yeah, I don't know. It's like almost kind of scratchy. It feels like it's this like raffia, these little pieces that are poking out. So I don't really know what that'll become. So some of the stuff you might be looking at it as I do various parts of this video, and you might wonder, but what is it for? What am I going to use it for? If you're a practical person, that would be how you look at things. This is like a mohair. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not that type of practical person. So very few of the items I bought today I have any specific variety of plan for. That's just not how I operate. I've got mad respect for those of you that are like practical and like shop for certain projects. And like, I am not that person. Half the stuff that I bought yarn wise doesn't even match itself. But so I will be doing, my plan with these is to be doing more freeform bracelets. I love this one. There's one in here I want to dig out to show you. My plan is to be doing more freeform bracelets, more freeform hats. Isn't that one neat? And then this one actually, they had it where like several of these kind of go together. So that is most, not all, of my fill-a-bag for $10. I also got several of these. 4 of these. So, I mean, that's enough to make something small, like a baby sweater. And this, Cotton Soft. 100% cotton. It's really, I mean, this is soft. This is a beautiful yarn. So, my table is already mostly full. I don't know how I'm even going to show you everything else that I got today because there is so much more. Okay. So when you first walk into the store, there is a large space of kids section, but it's fill-a-bag. You can get 2 sizes of bags, and I did. I got one of these. This is the $10 bag size. Let me verify that you can see. Okay, so this is the $10 bag size from their front of the store fill-a-bag section. And I also got one of their $5 fill-a-bags, so I can show you that as well. The reason I did both, they were so amazing. So my green bag here was mostly full. And I saw something big that I wanted for the group of kids that I work with. They love doing stuff in the kitchen. They love baking. And they had some like chocolate molds. So she literally came over and was like, so this is what you do. And she used some paper to pad my bag to make it bigger. I was like, do this and then just fill it up. It was so full. So she padded it for me like this. And it was really like 2 bags on top of each other already. And so I was like, that's too much even for me. Like, I take advantage of a fill-a-bag. You know, like I'm no fool. I've been doing this a long time. I take advantage of a fill-a-bag. And to have it that full was like too much even for me. So I went ahead and I broke it down into a second bag also. So this is what you get for their $5 fill-a-bag. Just a little lunch bag. Now, both of my bags from the fill-a-bag section were so full that by the time we got to the car and I unloaded from her car to my car, stuff was falling out. So more than what you see in these is in the big bag over here that I'll be unpacking in a minute. So, and I got this for all kinds of stuff. I got this pack of like plastic lids. For the group of kids that I work with, I thought they might make amazing wheels. And we do like building challenges. I also do, I mean, just all kinds of crafts, miniatures and everything. I got these plastic tubes. I don't know what they are. Like, now that I look at them, they look almost like tiny perfume bottles. Like, I don't know what they are, but this also goes with, they do. They come off like little tiny vials. And I thought these too would be really good for our building. I mean, like a car axle was where my mind was with these little tubes. I got stacks of rulers. So for the nonprofit, the group that I work with kids, I bought these nice metal rulers, and everyone hates these rulers except for me. So they're L rulers with centimeters and inches, and like everyone hates them. So I literally bought stacks, just fistfuls of rulers, and just fit tons of rulers into all of my bags to take to our nonprofit. So keep smiling. I might actually keep this president's one for here at home, just because my son is really into the presidents. But I really just grabbed, like, they had a bin of, I think it was just labeled plastics. And I was like, oh, rulers. And I just paid for fistfuls of rulers. I got more yarns in the fill-a-bag. That's actually most of what the second bag is. So I got a big fistful. And there's some other little things mixed in here. Like, this is more of a rope. Here's like a fancy sock yarn. Most of these are actually needlepoint yarns. And I buy needlepoint yarns anytime I find them cheap. I buy them. So these come in handy when I do my own needlepoints. But also sometimes I buy vintage kits. A lot of times I buy vintage kits. And if it turns out to be missing any, I have a stash of these that I can go to replicate any missing colors in vintage kits that I buy. And then I also, they had crochet thread. So they're in their fill-a-bag. So you could essentially fill one of these bags with brand new, still in the plastic crochet thread. So when I fit these and this fistful of yarns into the same bag still, I was like, this is too much. So I actually went and I got the second $5 bag intentionally, because I was like, this is too much. And I put the big fistful, I mean, look at this. This alone is worth more than $5. I mean, granted, if this fistful was priced $5, I'm cheap. I don't know that I would have gotten it, but that'll be nice to add to my stash. Still in the kids fill-a-bag for $5. I'll have to check these. I'm assuming they're not dried up. A set of 4 Versa Magic ink pads, the little dewdrops. I mean, a set of 4. I don't entirely know what these were. Add capital. Can't find it. We'll make it. They just had a baggie. I mean, they just had stacks of these little tiny canvas bags, and so I grabbed them. This is one of those things that, like, who knows what I'll use them for, but they're handy. So Looks like I got 5 of them. I got 2 packs of cards. This one, I don't know if they're, I didn't count them. I am better trained than that. Usually if I'm buying them for the sake of buying cards, I will count every piece. So my plan was, if they are all here, I did buy 2 decks. If they are all here, then I'm going to, I don't think, these are not regular cards. These are alphabets. How fun is that? Look, I didn't even realize. I just thought they were cards. They're all alphabets. So my intention was that if they are full letter, if they're full decks, the kids group that I work with can never get enough cards. So I always keep card decks on hand for that. And I'm so excited these are letters. If the full deck is not there, or like in this case where it's letters, they will be for other either craft projects for myself, or I'm acquiring the pieces to do ephemera kits for my website. So if they're not all there, I'll be doing just breaking those up and putting them in ephemera kits. I bought some random ribbons. This one I just thought would be great. Most likely in like a doll dress. I mean, I don't know what else I would do with it personally. It's too fancy for anything I would make her wear. Got really wide bias tape. They got a laugh out of me, and my friend got a laugh out of me because they had drawers of bias tape. I've posted on my Instagram page before. I have a drawer full of bias tape, and I buy bias tape anytime I find it. Like if I'm at a thrift store and I see a bag full of bias tape, if I'm at a craft yard sale and I see a bag full of bias tape, I buy it. I buy all the bias tape that I find that's affordable. And so I'm literally walking around. I don't need to buy bias tape. I don't need to refill my bias tape drawer. I don't need to refill my bias tape drawer. So they were, my friend in the store was getting a kick out of that. I mean, this is a lot of satin ribbon right there. I bought this for my husband. It's just a funny goat stamp as a joke. Make sure I set that aside. One of the things I bought, and there's more than just this, they had straws, and there's more of those that I know fell out in the car. So I thought these would be really good for the building challenges I was talking about. Here's more of the rulers I bought. So I thought those would be really good for the building challenges, because in fact I need to go and buy straws like this week for a building challenge that we have coming up. Here's another ruler. I'm grabbing stuff. The stuff that I'm turning to the side to grab is stuff that was actually out of the other, like these fell out of these filler bags loading the car. I mean, like multiple, these are brand new in the package. Multiple rulers. I got all of these and all of these. Again, for building challenges. I just thought of car axles and things for building challenges. So some of these weird type of things are for that, and the straws are for building challenges. Oh, my nose is really itchy today. I'm sorry that I don't know if I came in contact with something. So right in the filler bag, immediately I got a pot holder loom. You can never have too many of those, right? And then I shoved in a big old bag full of pot holder loops. So in this one $10 bag, I already got the pot holder loop, the giant bag full of loops, and a ton of the other stuff that you see. And what really had me that I'm like, I want to do fill a bag. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Again, building challenges came to mind. I got a stack of these cardboard. They're just nice, sturdy chipboard. They're almost like you'd find on the end of a ribbon spool. And I just got a stack of these because I was like, I don't know what we're going to do with those, but I'm going to regret it if I don't buy them. So 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 of these in my fill a bag. So that and the pot holder loom and the pot holder loops already is like, if you go to fill a bag type stores and you had your bag filled like this, most stores would be like, okay, that's enough. Like you can't put any more in there. Like they limit how much you could fill. And they really were like, well, keep stuffing, keep stuffing. They were amazing, you guys. Like they were amazing. Oh, you know what? That's the thing I bought at Second Chance. I did think to put it in here. So I paid $5 for this at Second Chance. This was not from Scrap Be More. Second Chance, everything they have is priced by, like, if it's still in the store on this date, the price goes down. If it's still in the store on this date, the price goes down. And I wasn't taking any chances. First of all, the store was amazing, and I was just like, it feels really weird to leave here and not buy anything. And then I saw this. This is my Pyrex pattern. I collect this Spring Blossom. And I was like, all right, so there's my thing to buy. So that is the one and only thing that I bought at Second Chance. I showed you this paper that was used purely for stuffing the bag even fuller. And the reason I stuffed the bag so full was so I could get some of these. And they had more of these type of things, but after I grabbed these three, I was like, that's enough. And I'm going to use these. This one's actually specifically for soap. I might clean it up really good and use it for something else. But the kids that I work with, I thought would have fun using those for soap making, mold making, chocolate making, you know, kind of whatever we throw at it. Okay. Also, oh, I got this in the kids' fill a bag. Just a little square of fur. Figured why not. Still from the yarn fill a bag. More yarn. And then there was another type of fill a bag, and that was the scrap fabric fill a bag. Scrap fabric. Oh, another mold. I thought I had more of those. Okay, so scrap fabric fill a bags were these, like wine carry bags. I got mine pretty full. She was laughing. She's like, oh, you're experienced. I told her, I was like, it almost bothers me that I have this little dent right here. I'm like, not enough that I think I'm going to repack it, but I could have done better. And it was so overfull that stuff has been popping out of there also. Most of the fabric that I got, I tried to go for either versatile quilters cottons that I could tell were either a cotton or a cotton poly blend that I'd be comfortable using in something like a quilt. Or I tried to go for like some kind of luxurious scraps that I might be able to use for like really beautiful doll dresses like Barbie or Jean dolls. So I've got random bits. I don't think I bought any. Oh, I did buy one thing of fabric yardage. They had some really beautiful fabric yardage. This has a very subtle white on white print. They had some really nice yardage. This is like a satiny. All of their fabrics were $3 a yard. And when you would go to buy it, it would say on it has a little sticker. It's this many yards. So you knew in advance exactly what each fabric you might get would pay. And the only difference between the fill-a-bag scraps and the ones on the wall were essentially if they were already cut. So if it was a fat quarter, but somebody had cut a piece out, it was in the scrap bin, even if it looked to be pretty much a fat quarter. So this is kind of a weird shape. Some people wouldn't be able to use that, you know? I'm so sorry I keep scratching my nose. It is so you can see here, I mean, this is like one corner missing really, but I got a tiny scrap of batik by accident. That was a bonus. I mean, this one, I thought, if you're following me on Instagram, I'm doing a year-long hand sewing project where I am making 4 porcelain dolls of the Little Women. And I thought this pattern fabric, this fabric might be really good for like one of their dresses or something for them. So that piece I did purchase with this is just kind of a blue dye. So there are a couple kind of brown ones like that I bought with an intention. This is actually was it PUL, the waterproof fabric. I mean, that's a decent sized piece. I have no idea what I bought it for. Who knows what I come up with. I bought some green pattern. I rolled this up in order to fit it into the package better. It's a really thick, it's 100% cotton, but it feels almost like a waxed cotton. Like, it's just a really tight, solid weave. It is really thick. That's right, I'm still going in this one $2 box. $2 bag, and I'm still pulling. Okay, so I got this red. This was another one I bought specifically for the Little Women project. I have my eye on a quilt that I'd love to make that was covered with monsters. And that's one of the reasons I kind of hit the scrap bin, because you need a good bit of cottons. This fabric, I grabbed this square because I don't know what it is, but it is just the most fascinating weave. So it's shiny on one side and like almost velvety microfiber on the other side. And it's, I don't know, it's just like, I love the color. I just loved it. I just bought it because I loved it. This one was just pretty. Yeah, I'm running out of table space. I don't know how that shows in the video. I'm running out of table space, and I just thought this was too much. Okay, so I'm still going. Let me see if I can show you. This is my table so far. This is all the fabric. I mean, that's all the fabric I got for $2. Like, so I'm running out of table space to show you what's left. Also, my battery is dying. Hopefully I can get this done with 16% battery. Okay, so I did buy one piece of yardage. It is actually a beautiful, like, vintage flannel, and it is 2 yards. It's a half a yard. So you can see they just all have these little tags, and it tells you, so you know going into it. So these are all fat quarters. Fat quarters there are 50 cents a fat quarter. And I just grabbed this one. I thought might work for my Little Women project. Honestly, I don't know why I got this one. That one might have been an accident. This one I got intentionally, thinking possibly for my Little Women project. This I got for doll clothes. Doll clothes are the Little Women project. Okay, so that is my fabrics. All right, let's see. I'm still pulling rulers out of this bag. I grabbed this. I think this thread was actually in the embroidery floss thing. Their embroidery floss is 10 cents a piece. I don't know what she charged me for it. I'm still pulling rulers out of the bag. This was actually in the kids section, and it's a half-sized breadboard for computer programming and making your own, like, Arduino pieces. And I was like, that's awesome. This is a K-Tel one needle knitter. There should be another one in the bag. I buy these every time I find them. I love to use these. They're a weird vintage gadget. I have at this point, I think, 4 or 5 sets, and I just still buy them every time I find them. I love them. One day I'll have to do a video of those. Okay, I bought this because I was like, what is it? What is it? So it is a little weird gadget, and unless you're new here, you know vintage crafts, vintage gadgets are like my thing. So this is a crow knit tension device for perfect crocheting and knitting. And the little piece of paper was the instructions. So this was priced 75 cents. I can't wait to try it. I will absolutely share it with you guys. My experience with the crow knit. Okay, so I'm going to stop real quick. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to change my camera battery, and I'm going to be right back to keep going and show you the rest of the stuff. Okay, so I'm back with a new camera battery to keep showing you what I bought for just $56. All right, I am nearing the bottom of my bag, which, by the way, she was like, I assume you're going to need a bag, and they included a very cute reusable bag. So it was kind of funny. I told the lady, you know, I have my camera, I'm going to take pictures, I do a vlog, and I was telling her how I'm not doing video because I am like my own kind of frenzy, and she kind of laughed, but I think by the time I was finished, she realized I was not in fact lying, but she had forgotten I had already said that. So she was getting a real kick out of like, and I was like, oh, I'm always like this. My friend was like, yeah, like she's, so another straw, another ruler. I was not joking when I said I grabbed fistfuls, and the second K-Tel knitter. So that is the small and the large K-Tel knitter. I love the K-Tel knitter. So you really do it one-handed. This controls your tension. And they're tight because you want to be able to, and you hold it with one hand and you stab your yarn in and out, and that's that. Like, that's how you, it's kind of like a combination of knitting and crochet, and it creates a fabric you can actually cut. The finished result is almost, it's almost like knot binding, where you can actually do a panel and you could cut across it. So, I will show you my magazines and leaflets. Of course, I got a work basket. Pretty sure I have multiples of this one already, but I buy every work basket. Women's Circle. I will probably do a different video. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'll probably do a different video for you where I actually flip through the stack of magazines. So I'm going to create a stack of these separately, and then I'll spend another video going through them with you. In capes. This is for the group that I work with. It's pretty much guaranteed that if I put out some paper and instructions for folding paper planes, the kids will fold paper planes. So I always buy books like that when I find them. I couldn't really decide on this one, but some of them were cute. So this one was a definitely getting that one. I mean, those are just adorable. And you know what? I think I had one of these when my son was little. I got one of these gloves like already made at like a yard sale. So let me make sure. I hope I'm holding these where you can see them. I'm still learning with this new camera exactly how much shows on the screen, kind of what's centered and what isn't. I love these little things. I have a stash of these. I don't even know which ones I have, but I just... So when I was checking out, she was like, oh, you got some of the cute ones. And I was like, honestly, I didn't even pay attention. Like, when I am like a force when I am shopping. Like, I don't speak. Don't talk to me while it's a mess. Like, I should record myself one time because you have to see it to believe it. I'm ridiculous. This is the one she was saying was so cute with like the babies with ribbon. I just buy vintage. I will go through boxes, bins, shelves of magazines and books and just pull out. If the prices are good, you guys, I go crazy. So my friend gave me this. And, well, I'm hoping, because she was like, oh, you know, you could teach yourself German. I'm hoping that my general doll making skill is enough to help me make these, because I do not in fact speak German. But there's a couple of cute ones in here. So some of these are the pushed mold dolls, which I've actually made some of these, but the ones I bought already had the faces molded. So I didn't mold them or paint them. I just did the actual building. And then, oh, I am reaching the end. I mean, it's got to happen at some time, right? So they have a bin of collage items marked 10 cents each. I just grabbed a couple things. And again, this was with the idea of I'll either use it as ephemera or I'll throw it in some ephemera kits. And so I just got some of these vintage music things. I actually have a flower arrangement I did. I've made cones and things for flower arrangements. And a music score book. I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was cute. Like, I almost just want to use it as a notebook. Okay. I am almost done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things exactly left. And I know it's 5 things because they are all vintage kits. Didn't I tell you? I always buy vintage kits. So I did not buy every single vintage kit they had. Partly because honestly, I tried to make, I was holding myself in for one thing, but I was also trying to make sure I purchased from kind of each section of the store. I do a lot of types of crafts, and I didn't want to like go hog wild in one corner of the store and have no money left for anything else. Ooh, it's getting warm. I bought that on my way to go meet my friend. So like 4 hours ago. So I did buy a couple crewel and needlework kits. I actually have a box full of vintage kits in the closet over there. I actually really like these vintage needlework kits. They're really good for doing something while my son's homeschooling. So like while he's doing something and I have to sit nearby, but he's also not actually using or needing me, then like these are really handy to have like in a little box. They're ready to go. Everything's self-contained. So I love doing these. And so I got a couple. Let me make sure you can see these. They're all very retro, but they're all very like colonial scenes. I don't know what was up with that. I don't know where my brain was going. Each of these kits were $2 a piece, which is pretty darn good. I mean, that's one of the lower prices that I've ever paid for these kits. And the last one, inflation fighter value. This is kind of a simple. So that is everything. Like, you guys, this doesn't hardly fit on my table. Like, everything I bought. Yeah, I mean, look at this. You know, it's filling up my table. I spent $56 and hours of fun. I don't know where any of this stuff is going to go. I am sitting in a room already full of craft stuff and wondering where this is going to go. But I'm going to take some final video to show you how much space this is taking up on my table. I had a great time. If you are near a scrap reuse store, go check it out. Like, it was so great. The people were so great. I told my friend when we were leaving, I was like, can you imagine how much damage I would do if I worked there? Like if I volunteered, it would be a mess. The people were lovely. The prices were great. The variety was amazing. Everything about it was so fantastic. And I got so much stuff. I had such a great time. And the lady who worked there, the employee, had to take our picture. She's like, I've got to take your picture by the sign. We are on their Facebook page, my friend and I. I'll post a photo also in either this video or in the video of just the different photos of the store. She was really impressed with our haul. She says, I love seeing first-timers come in and be so excited. I really, one of these days, I'm going to record myself shopping in a place like that. Like, it's... And my ADHD really, really shines when I'm in a situation where anything is cheap and anything is crafty. So if it is cheap and or crafty, I'm already like extreme Alicia. And if they are cheap and crafty, yeah, it gets a bit wild. So I'm going to do a final scan kind of the table, let you see how much stuff this really is. The stack of magazines and brochures is actually on the floor next to me, so they won't even be in the video. It is so much. It's so much. It's so exciting. I had such a great time. So thanks for watching. I'm going to do the final scan video for you, and then that's it. Have a great day. That's to show how thick this pile is. This water bottle was here. It's the one item I didn't remove from the table. You can see that's just the loop bloomers again. I mean, this is... And then the magazines are over here. So, yes, that pile is a completely different thing. All right, so scrap. If you're near a scrap reuse store, go check it out. You will not regret it.